Ellen's house was probably the last place you'd think had ghosts or strange activity. When she bought the house about 2 years ago, there was no sign of anything weird happening there. No one had died in the house, and families always moved out before anything bad happened to them. Even after 2 more years, without anything strange, suddenly something unusual happened, and Ellen was lucky enough to record it on tape.
Son las 4:25 de la mañana y las cosas se están poniendo un poquito pesadas. Ya llevo más de media hora filmando, pero no manches. Oh my god. Eso es a lo que me refiero. Eso es lo que estoy hablando. Discúlpeme, pero miren, la lamparita. No sé si podré captar algo más. No voy a prender la luz por lo pronto porque quiero ver si podemos captar otra cosa más. No manches. Quiero ver si podemos captar algo más, que una prueba contundente que haga cambiar de opinión a todos los escépticos, a todos esos que me han puesto malos comentarios en mis videos, que dicen que esto es mentira, que yo lo hago, que yo lo preparo. Escuchen. Voy a encender un poco la luz a ver que... No manches. Claramente miré que pasó una sombra por aquí por enfrente. No manches. No.
Ignoring everything else in the video, there was one really scary part. At the very start, if you looked closely at the mirror, you could see shadows moving across the doorway. This was creepy because Ellen was standing still, so the shadows couldn't have been made by him. It seems like Ellen caught a ghost on camera. A truck driver named Ken McGill was driving north on Interstate 57 around 3 a.m. when he suddenly saw something that scared him. During his many road trips to deliver goods, he had never been so disturbed by anything before. He couldn't understand what he saw, so he stopped on the side of the road and checked his dashcam footage. He was relieved that he was far from the object. The video he recorded shows a person dressed in white very close to the road. The figure appears suddenly and then quickly disappears. Ken is thankful that he captured it all on camera, but he is also very scared.
She can go meet up with him and see if she can get him to confess. And it's a tough decision, I'm sure, but Amy ultimately agrees. She wears the wire, and she picks up Chuck, and it's a tough decision, I'm sure, but Amy ultimately...
Out of nowhere, a person dressed in white clothes appears nearby. They seem to come out of thin air and then quickly disappear from sight. It happens fast, but not so fast that you miss it completely. Ken is definitely glad that he caught this on camera. Just a day after Ken posted the video, a serious accident happened at the exact same spot. Those involved said they saw a lady in white standing in the middle of the road, causing them to swerve and crash. However, security cameras from the police only showed the car swerving and crashing without the lady being visible. The police said the swerving had no clear reason, but the people in the accident swear they saw the woman. Ken believes something supernatural appeared there, whether a ghost or something else. This whole event still puzzles him greatly. What do you think about this strange and spooky incident? This video comes from a popular paranormal channel and was posted by a user named SL33T. The uploader says that 8 years ago, while working the night shift as a rehab nurse, a patient sadly passed away. They prepared the body for the family in the mortuary. At that time, the hallway was empty and no one was near the room. And it was the middle of the night, so no TVs were on. What happened next shocked the uploader. Strange voices seem to come from the phone. According to the uploader, the dead woman's call light turns on. I go down there and shut it off. It was hanging on the wall, nowhere near the body. I go back to my station, the light turns on again. This time I answer it on the phone just so it will turn off. Without me having to go down there, that's when the speaker turns on and I hear this in her room. Can anyone make out the words? Some viewers say they can hear words like birthday and daughter, but not much else. What do you think is happening? Do you think someone is trying to contact the nurse from beyond the grave? Share your thoughts. A woman named Kathy from the YouTube channel called The Path Beyond shares terrifying videos of the frightening events happening in her home. Kathy and her family have been living with a strange, unwanted presence for quite some time, and over the years they have slowly become accustomed to these mysterious events happening around them. There are some old dolls in their house that seem to be particularly affected by this mysterious power. Kathy set up a camera to keep an eye on the dolls, and what she captured was truly horrifying. After midnight, Kathy's camera was triggered when one of the dolls moved on its own. The doll on the right slowly leaned forward by itself. It didn't just fall over, because after a moment, it slowly sat back up again. With the camera recording from behind, it's clear nobody was close enough to touch the dolls or make them move. Kathy must be unbelievably brave, because most people wouldn't allow such creepy dolls in their house after seeing something like this. Carlos is a man who claims that his house is haunted, and he is trying to collect as much evidence as possible to prove it. That's why he is always recording with his camera. The video we are about to see now took place on the top floor of his house. He was doing one of his regular investigations, where he keeps recording until something strange happens. And this time, something strange happened much faster than usual.
Amigos de TikTok. Al parecer se fue la luz en toda la colonia Amixes. O sea, vean, literalmente no hay nada de luz alrededor, más que hasta allá se ven unos puntitos. Empecé a grabar porque se empezaron a escuchar ruidos, como siempre. Se escucha algo.
In the room across from where he was standing, some kind of object next to a ring light fell to the floor with a lot of force that couldn't be explained. It was very clear that nothing was connected to the item, and no one had touched it or pushed it. Because of all the strange things that have happened in Carlos's house before, it was obvious that something from the ghost world had caused this to happen. In this next video, a child is getting ready for school early on a Monday morning around 7 a.m. He is packing his lunch alone in the kitchen while everyone else is still asleep. The mother says she suddenly heard her son screaming loudly in a very scared way. The video captures his scream, but it also records something else that no one in the family can explain. This is their footage. On the video, a clear voice can be heard, even though no one else was downstairs at the time. The mother's son says the voice came from the kitchen, but the kitchen was empty except for him. It seems like he wasn't really alone.
He said that he heard a voice coming from the cabinets that said to him, "How did you find me?" When he dropped his noodles, he ran upstairs, came busting in my room, jumping all over my bed, hiding in the corner, screaming and hollering, saying he didn't want to die. Somebody was in the house, telling me to get my because somebody was in the house, and I'm like, and he finally did get a little bit quiet. We started hearing footsteps. I mean, big, heavy feet coming up the steps. So, like, now at this point, I'm terrified. I throw my robe on. I push him into the room with his brothers.
The story the mother shares makes the incident even creepier. After her son ran into her bedroom screaming, she heard footsteps going up the stairs just moments later. Everyone else was already in the room with her, so she didn't know who could be on the stairs. Now, after watching the video, she thinks either someone really was there, or as many believe, something supernatural visited them. No matter what, the son's terrifying scream is the most shocking part of this whole incident. In February 2025, a man named Michael J. Beckers shared a video on his TikTok account showing himself exploring an abandoned building in Nashville. He spends a few seconds looking around and doesn't find much at first, though he mentions he might be hearing some voices. Just as he says this, something happens that scares him even more.
Yeah, I'm at this abandoned prison in Nashville, and I've been hearing voices, and I'm not sure if it's real. Oh my god.
Suddenly, the door in front of Michael slowly starts to close, and a dark, shadowy figure with glowing eyes is staring at him from behind the door. The video ends just seconds after this mysterious creature appears, so viewers don't know what happened next. There's not much context for why Michael was in that building, but maybe he was curious about old stories or local rumors. The biggest question remains, what was that creature with glowing eyes? Did it mean any harm? These may be questions that never get answered. A woman named Sandra has a TikTok account where she posts many regular videos about her everyday life, but one of these videos is different from all the others. In March, she shared some very sad news. Her mother had died. Sandra and her mom were very close, so Sandra felt extremely upset and heartbroken after losing her. In the weeks after her mother's death, Sandra started noticing weird things happening in her house. These were small, strange things that she couldn't explain, and they made her feel nervous. Finally, one of these strange moments was recorded on her camera.
Things that keep happening in my house since my mom passed away. Like why? I looked underneath the drawer, I looked behind it, there's nothing making it pop out. It seems like it's when I bring up my mom that something happens. Mom? Okay, that's fucking weird.
One of the drawers in her dresser opened by itself in a mysterious way. Sandra watched as it slowly slid open, and she had no idea how this was happening. She carefully closed the drawer and stepped back from it. Nothing happened at first, but then when she started talking to her mom, something occurred. Could this be her mother's way of sending her a message from heaven? What do you think? This video was shared on the High Strangeness subreddit by a user named Lucas Oliveria. It was filmed on a farm in El Salvador on the 6th of February, 2025. The footage shows the property at night, and you can see and hear a group of dogs barking loudly at something in the distance that seems to upset them. But what are they barking at? Let's find out. A strange, humanoid-looking shadow or see-through figure can be seen moving across the back of the property from left to right. No one knows what this odd thing really is. Even today, the mystery remains unsolved. What do you think it could be? Is it something evil, or is it possible it's completely harmless? Share your thoughts in the comments. A TikTok user named Dios3076 thinks a ghost has been quietly following her and her children around. The ghost doesn't seem mean or dangerous. In fact, she thinks it might be the spirit of a child who died. For weeks, she had been hoping to record proof that this ghost was real. Well, one night while leaving her house, she finally got the evidence she had been waiting for. As they walked down their driveway, a white mysterious figure appeared in the yard. This small shape seemed to appear out of nowhere and smoothly moved toward them. They didn't see anything weird when it was actually happening, but something strange was definitely recorded in this video. That's all for today. As always, if you like these scary videos, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more videos like this.